Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Uniquely Unqualified Podcast Take Two. One subject, easy content. I'm gonna get into another red Florida district voting in a Democrat. Before I do that, please like and subscribe. And thank you to everybody that has already liked and subscribed. It helps me tremendously as I grow this channel. I love seeing the numbers go up. I'm literally building this from the most grassroots as you can with a bunch of crap I've got around my house. And we're going to see if we're going to build this into something. So I'm going to have to reference my notes because there's a pretty fair amount of stuff to talk about. So Florida District 87, which includes Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach County. A man was arrested on Saturday for stealing a little trinket that, what the hell was this thing called? It was a key. It was like a key encoder. Some shit for the voting machines. Stole that thing. Well, it's not as simple as what you see on X that says from Red Wave Press or Gunther Eagleman or any of these fucking people that, if that's even a real person. So let's just get into some of the notes. So John Panici was arrested on Saturday for stealing what was basically a passkey device thing for voting machines. Well, one of the things that you didn't hear on X is that passkey trinket thing, USB thing that he stole was actually for training. All of the information on it was fake, false, for training. It's not real. He was arrested anyway. Here's where it gets a little dicey. Admittedly, I did not even care to look for John Panici, and I didn't care to look for his political affiliation or registration. I don't think it matters. I think a shitty person will lie, cheat, and steal, and it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, or Socialist, or Communist, or blah. It doesn't matter. I think it's a shitty thing to, especially right now, man, with the political climate that we've got. Don't fucking touch anything when it comes to votes. But I'm a smarter person. So what do we got here? So fake data is on this encryption key. But here's the deal. It's possible to reverse engineer that encryption key to get whatever passcodes and access to the actual voter registration and data. I guess. I'm not a tech guy, but that's what the claim is. But here's where it gets fucking dicey. It was reported in a training environment for polling station or election station, voting station volunteers for a special election happening in the 87th District of Florida on the 24th, which would have been last Tuesday of March. So March 24. This encryption key coder thing was reported missing on the 23rd. So let's just kind of get into that, and I'll do my best to keep it as brief as possible. I have said before that the 2020 election stinks to high hell. Fact check me in comments on this, but I believe that Joe Biden was announced president and the state of Georgia never even closed their voting count. They just said, fuck it, and there's a whole bunch of crap about 11,000 votes and yada, yada, yada in Georgia. You watch a Joe Biden rally versus a Trump rally, you see virtually no one at a Joe Biden rally, and you see thousands of people at a Trump rally, And then, we had 4 of the most disastrous political years of my life under Joe Biden. Maybe not the 4 most. Well, yeah, the 4 most, because Obama was 8 years. So, good for you, Obama, being only 4 years instead of 8 years. Or Biden. Jesus. Pay attention, Chris. So, with the 2020 election stinking to high hell, and Trump just beating that drum, stolen election, mail-in ballots. There was that film that came out that apparently was one of the most watched films in theaters. I think it was called like 2,000 Mules. I never saw it. I would be interested in watching it, but I never saw it. It's unfortunate that this shit lands in the lap of Democrats. Even though I've said before I tilt conservative, I'm also kind of more of like a Kennedy Democrat, like a JFK, obviously pre-assassination. I liked what he was saying. I liked that he was young. I liked what he stood for. I liked that he was handling the Cold War and Russia the way that he did, with, a private phone in his home to speak with the Russian president and not rely on the CIA. Or was it the OSS at the time? Whatever. So you have the 2020 election stinking to high hell, and 2 Florida seats flipping to Democrat. Now, the first time, which happened a couple weeks back, I really didn't pay any mind to. It's Miami, big city, all right? That's Dade County, Miami-Dade County, not Palm Beach County. But then when a red county goes to a Democrat by something like about 800 votes, just enough. And then this guy gets arrested for stealing this thing the day before the election. And they say that you can reverse engineer to get the actual pass key for the real voter data for this program, for these systems or computers that they use. Which, it's 2026, folks. Like, yeah, you can. I bet you fucking can. I bet it would take a high school hacker 15 minutes to figure that shit out. So, I think this is very unfortunate. If it turns out, and it will be investigated, this isn't going to go away. I'm going to pay really close attention to this one throughout the next weeks. And I'm not going to take it all the way to the bank if it turns out that, yes, in fact, there was a backdoor hack from a third party that just bumped the fucking Democrat votes up just enough to get over the line. I'm going to rest on the 2020 election was completely fucked. And and like I said, man, it's unfortunate that it's the Democrats. It's very unfortunate. I'm sorry, but I've said it before, like, change your fucking message. Like, 6% of the voting public is in the no kings thing. Like, you want to pander to illegals, criminals, child predators, and 6% of the voting public? Like, it's a losing message. It's a losing battle. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And even more and more when you watch these Senate hearings and you listen to Chuck Schumer and you watch fucking these knuckle fucks on CNN rattling off about the hot dog shit that they rattle off on, it's just like, where are you coming up with this? Fucking Whoopi Goldberg, like, get off of the television. You shouldn't be influencing people with that bullshit. I get having your opinion. I get having, yes, speak, go ahead. But I believe that it is wrong to knowingly influence anybody, be it an individual or a group, against the fucking truth. I think that's wrong. And I don't think you should be allowed to try to manipulate that upon people. And so, if this guy stole this encryption key coder thing, and they find third-party backdoor access and voter rolls or some nefarious shit, man, that opens up a can of worms. I'm starting to think that this Trump administration doesn't give a shit about what it looks like with the Iran thing. I think it's just something that he's kind of got auxiliary off in the background for him, not for us, but for him. Because I really see a lot of shit going on in courts, this kind of crap. The No Kings protest, just do the math on the numbers. It's nothing. Nobody is there. I get it, 7 million people. But this country has 330 to 350 million citizens. That's like less than 3% of the population is doing these fucking no kings bullshit. And so if only 3% or 6% as it would be of the voting public, it would be less than 3%, it'd be 1%. If 6% of the voting public, 110 million, are the ones that are somehow getting these liberals, these fucking wild lefties into power, that's a big fucking problem for our country. And so I'll stay in tune with this one. But for right now, this doesn't look fun for John Panici. And anybody that does shit like this, you best fucking know they're gonna squeal on whoever influenced them to do it. But then again, there's honor amongst thieves. Uniquely Unqualified Podcast Take Two. Please don't forget, like and subscribe. Thank you all so much, and we will see you next time.